The most motivating force in the life of our congregation, and I say this after all these years, since 1969, is love for Christ. That's the driving force in this church. And so the more you exalt Christ, the more your people will love Christ. The more they love Christ, the more they want to honor Christ. Preach Christ, right? Paul says, I'm determined to preach Christ, Him crucified, to know nothing among you except Christ. Everywhere he went, it was about Christ. Lift up Christ. He'll draw men to Himself. There's a reason why the Old Testament speaks of Christ. The 4 Gospels speak of Christ. The book of Acts is about preaching Christ. The epistles explain the work of Christ, the person of Christ. The book of Revelation presents the coming of Christ in all His glory. He is the theme of Scripture. You can never preach Christ too much. He is the most compelling force in the life of a believer. As I was saying yesterday morning, it's about loving Christ, and that love increases as the vision of Christ becomes more clear through Scripture. Let's see, 2 years in the Gospel of John, which I may redo because I think I need to give more time and attention to the detail. 2 years in the Gospel of John, 8 or 9 years in the book of Matthew, 10 years in the book of Luke, and 2 years in the book of Mark. So right there you have over 20 years going through the Gospels, step by step, piece by piece. 2 journeys of several years through the book of Revelation, trip through the book of Hebrews. The book of Romans is about Christ and the glory of His sin-bearing sacrifice. I just went through Isaiah 53, 10 messages on Isaiah 53, and Christ just shines in majestic beauty through Isaiah 53. And I told the people, now I'm going to do the Old Testament, and we're going to find Christ in the Old Testament. So whatever time I have in the future, I want to focus on Christ in the Old Testament. He's the main theme. The Road to Emmaus series, beginning at Moses and the prophets and all the holy writings, He spoke of the things concerning Himself. So where did He go? Well, there are lots of places. I started at the pinnacle, Isaiah 53, but there are plenty more, starting in Genesis 1:1. That's the first place Jesus appears in the Old Testament. In the beginning, God created, and John 1 says that nothing was created without Him. And it's about Christ from then on till the end of Malachi, when the forerunner to Christ will come and the Messiah will follow. So, I cry out in my heart about certain preachers that I watch on television. I just say, preach Christ. Please preach Christ. How can you possibly not preach Christ? How can you possibly not explain the meaning of Scripture? And at the heart of Scripture is Christ and His person, His majesty, His glory, His work in all its magnificence. How can you avoid this so consistently?